Hello and welcome to my channel, Swatch It With Me. If you're new, I'm a nail lover. I'm not a professional. I just like to make pretty nail sets and I like to have fun. So I started a new series called Hidden Holiday Nail Magic, where I take fun, random, and sometimes totally unknown holidays and turn them into fun, sometimes magical nail sets. So today's holiday, I'm sure most of you have heard of, is Arbor Day. And Arbor Day is celebrated usually on the last Friday in April in my state. Now, it is celebrated on different times of the year in different states, and it depends on when your planting season is. So where I live in Pennsylvania, it's celebrated this year on April 24th. So Arbor Day is all about trees, nature, and taking care of the earth. So I have some earthy tones here that I use for my nails. And the tan color is Cappuccino 99 from iGel Beauty. And the blue is Cayman Islands, number 25. And then I layered on top of that St. Martin, number 26. And these are all from iGel. And then I have some stamping plates I may use. I have this Pretty Fingers by Robin stamping plate, and I love the image right here. Let me zoom in a little bit so it's a little clearer, of the woodpecker on the tree. And I love this tree picture, so I'm definitely going to be using that. And I have this Maniology plate that is all these different kinds of trees, different types of trees, and I'm probably going to be using those. Then I have this Nicole Diary plate that I'm going to use these trees right here, and I'm going to make my favorite tree, and I will tell you what that is when I design it. And I also have this Z-Joy Plus 025 plate that I'm going to be using this image right here. I just absolutely love this image with the bird. So I will be using this plate as well. So a little bit about Arbor Day. It was first celebrated in 1872 in Nebraska, which is kind of a cold state, I think, but I've never been to Nebraska. So if any of you have been to Nebraska, please let me know what it's like. It's just not one of the states that I have visited in the country. And it was started by J. Sterling Morton, who encouraged people to plant trees to improve the environment. And we all know how important trees are to the environment. And I'm not here to preach to you about the environment. I'm not. I'm just doing some fun nails and just letting you know some fun facts. That is all. So don't come at me with, well, you know this and you know that. No, I live in the woods. I have so many trees around me, and I wouldn't have it any other way because I love nature. I love the trees. I love hearing the birds in the morning singing. I love hearing the pileated woodpeckers, which, fun fact, the pileated woodpecker, I can't remember who the artist is or the creator, but Woody Woodpecker was based on the pileated woodpecker. So his laugh, or the noise that Woody Woodpecker makes, comes from the pileated woodpecker. And I never heard that sound until I moved to Pennsylvania, and it was actually really cool. And I love hearing it whenever the woodpeckers are out. It's just really fun. Let's see what else. On the first, this is pretty cool. On the first Arbor Day, over 1 million trees were planted. Now, in the area that I live, we have a celebration, and I haven't been to it in years, so I'm hoping it's still going on. And it's called the Festival of Wood. And it's done at the Gray Towers. And the Gray Towers was owned by Pinchot, and I can't remember his first name, but you can always Google it. And him and Roosevelt, they started the National Park Service, which I thought was pretty cool. They wanted to preserve land so it didn't get overbuilt and overpopulated, which I think was a great idea, because who doesn't like going to national parks? They're absolutely beautiful. And I do have a lot of really nice parks where I live, whether they're state or national. I don't know, because I never really looked into them. I just like to go there and hike and look at the waterfalls, and we have a ton of waterfalls here, so it's really pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, the Gray Towers has a festival called the Festival of Wood, where they have crafters who make things out of wood come. I bought like a broom, and I call it my witch's broom, from there, which was really cool. And I bought a piece of wood that was just absolutely beautiful, and I have it on my kitchen table, and it has my husband's name engraved in it and my name engraved in it, and our anniversary date is engraved in it. And as a matter of fact, squirrel, this year will be our 30th wedding anniversary, so that's kind of neat too. But yes, so Arbor Day, back to Arbor Day. Let's see. So obviously the purpose is to promote tree planting, conservation, and environmental awareness. So like I said, I love nature. I love everything to do with nature. And I love to plant trees. When I lived on Long Island, we had a Chinese cherry tree, and it was the most beautiful, gorgeous tree that you ever saw. I mean, the pink flowers on it was just beautiful. And I have a few favorite trees that I like. Dogwood trees. I love pink dogwoods. I love birch trees. I'm just gonna go get some more colors so I can put some more colors on these trees here. Okay, sorry. I just want to add a couple of different shades of green on here, just to give it a little bit more dimension, maybe fill it up a little bit. So let me know if you do anything special for Arbor Day. Do you plant trees or flowers or anything? Do you have a conservation society where you live? Do you have a favorite tree that you like? Oh, I also love weeping willows. Oh my God. I think they're just gorgeous. Just going under a weeping willow and reading, sitting on a bench. Love it. Some of these colors aren't showing up as well as I had hoped, but that's okay. So anyway, what was really neat about the Festival of Wood was they had the National Park Service was there, and they brought an eagle's nest. And I don't know if you've ever seen what an eagle's nest looks like. Holy cow, are those things huge. Like you could fit a king-size bed in one of those eagle's nests. They're tremendous. And we do have a lot of eagles up here where I live, so that's really cool. You can see them flying over the Delaware River. It's really nice. And as a matter of fact, a few years back, maybe about 10 years back, there was an eagle in my backyard, and I took pictures of it because I was like so surprised. I had never seen one. And, you know, in a populated area, like, well, I don't live in a populated area, but usually with the houses, you don't usually see eagles. So I thought it was kind of neat that there was an eagle in my backyard. And I'm always looking out for, you know, things in nature. Like today, took my dogs for a walk and there was a snake. And it was a cold day, so I was like really surprised that there was a snake outside. It wasn't moving very much. It was just too cold outside for it. Poor thing. I don't mess with snakes, whether they're poisonous or not poisonous. I don't mess with things that I don't know about. I observe them from a distance, and that's how I appreciate them. I do not touch snakes. And I know there's a way to tell good snakes from bad snakes, and it has to do with the shape of their head. I think if the snake has like a pointy diamond shape, so stay away from it because it's poisonous. And I think the only poisonous snakes we have here are the rattlesnake and a water moccasin, I think. I know we have rattlesnakes for sure. I haven't seen one, thank goodness, but I know they're here. I had a friend of mine, she was raking her yard and she found one. Kind of freaked her out a little bit. But like I said, I don't touch snakes. Live and let live, I say. Live and let live. There's no reason for me to want to touch it. Unless it's in danger or my dogs are going to eat it, then I usually pick it up and put it away somewhere so it doesn't get hurt. Because I don't like to see them lying dead in the road. I think we have corn snakes here. We have garter snakes here. We have black rat snakes here. You know, your typical snakes. How pretty that looks. I didn't even color it in yet. That's gorgeous. Robin has such beautiful plates. She really does. And, oh look, there's like a pond. Oh, let's do that one. Oh, not with the green, with the black. I'm going to use the big one. The big picture here. This is going to be fun coloring that in. I'm going to have to go get it. Some more stamping polishes. How pretty that looks. All right, let's put that to the side. And what else are we going to? Oh, so let's pick this one up. And I need white for this. And I figured I would do my favorite white birch trees here. I did this in another set once. Because I love white birch. The thing here is where I live, they're just very thin. They don't grow thick. So sometimes they just fall over. dry a minute. And let's see, what did I want from this one? Oh, I wanted the ones with the bird here. Another bird plate. Where's my back? We usually put up bird feeders in the winter time, and then we take them down in the spring and summer and the fall, because the bears here will attack your bird feeder, and you know, I don't really want a bear coming to my house to feed. So we'll just keep it up in the winter, and I like watching them through the kitchen window. And it gives the birds something to eat during the winter. So that's always nice. Let's see. And I gotta remember where I got that one from. One was from which plate? Which plate was that one from? I don't remember. Sometimes I think I'm losing my mind. I found it. Let me just zoom back out, because I don't know if I was in shot for a lot of that. So let's get the screen. You know what? Let's just do a bunch of different greens. Why not? Let's have some fun here. Do a little mixy and a little swipey and mix all these colors and then pick it up. There we go. So I think, with my paintbrush, I think I just want to dot a little bit more color on here, just to blend it a little bit at the base of the tree here, so it doesn't look like it's just kind of like floating in air. Okay, that's good. All right, so let's start. I probably won't use this one then, because I already have all these out. So I need a little bit of black here. And I need my little brush, little tiny brush strokes we're gonna do here to make my favorite tree. Making it look like a birch tree. I also like those paper ones, those paper birch trees where the bark peels off. I remember as a little kid peeling, you would see the bark start to peel off, so that you would just like take a piece. I always thought that was pretty cool. I haven't seen those kinds of trees in a long time though. I hope they're still around. We used to have a dogwood tree in my backyard where I grew up on Long Island, and it was twisted. And used to climb it. It was such a fun tree to climb because of the way it was twisted. It gave you footholds. We had a lot of trees where we lived on Long Island. When I was a kid, we had a decent sized piece of property, so we had like a woods in the backyard. And my dad didn't want to clean it up. He just left it with the trees. So my brother and I used to go play through the woods all the time. We had a tree house there. It was nice. It was a nice place to grow up. I don't know if I would want to live there now because, you know, Long Island's overpopulated. It's very crowded. And honestly, I like my fresh air. But it was nice when I was a kid. That's my interpretation of a white birch. Let's clean up this brush. Straighten out my camera because it keeps tilting. And let's color these in. So let's get some green for the leaves. This stamper is so old, it is so sticky. And make sure you put a lot of polish on here because the brush does not want to glide on the stickiness. And now we'll paint in the branches. I'm going to use the dark brown this time. I haven't been showing the names of the colors, so let's go through this real quick. This is S'more B479. This one is Juju Melee B412. That's just so fun to say. This is Evergleam B565. And Headliner B461 and Malice B400, and the brown, the other brown I used is Chestnut B406. So those are some of the colors I've used so far. I'm sure there'll be more. We're fortunate enough to live on a cul-de-sac in my community, and we have a preserve behind our house. So we have a little stream that runs through our backyard, and not allowed to build there or anything. We have to keep it as natural as possible, which is fine. That doesn't bother us. But it's my understanding that it's the bear path, because the stream's back there. The bear follow the stream. Now, we've seen our fair share of bears since we moved up here. It's not an everyday occurrence. If we see one a year, that's pretty much, you know, that'll be pretty much it for us. But honestly, they don't bother you as long as you don't bother them. it's really not that big of a deal, to be honest. I mean, the biggest thing is they're a nuisance. They'll go in your garbage and trash your garbage, and you have to go clean it up. But they like to drag it, which is annoying. They drag it far away, so you actually have to go far to clean it up because you don't want to leave the garbage in the woods. You know, I like my woods looking as pristine as possible. That's just me though, so I mean, some of my neighbors don't really care, and I have to go clean their garbage up from my stream, which is annoying because I don't want to have to clean everybody's garbage up. But when I look out my window, I do not want to see everybody's garbage. I just don't. I'm just making some red flowers here. And they're not going to be painted perfect because they're super tiny. And the brown's a little dark and the red's a little dark. So I'm not painting the woodpecker exactly like a pileated woodpecker because their bodies are black, and if I paint his body black, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to paint him white. Just so it'll stand out a little bit more. Gonna fill in all this black with white. And let's grab a little bit of orange. Although his beak looks blue in the picture, but I'm still gonna paint it orange, or an orangey tone anyway. Yeah, it looks like a woodpecker. Now, what do we paint this little guy? I want him colorful, so let's grab some yellow. No, not that color. No. There we go, this color yellow. I think I'm just making this up now as I go along. I want his head up here white. So we're going to paint his head white. And then I'm going to make his body yellow. Why not? Nice bright bird. I do like bird watching too. Like I said, with the bird feeder, it's always fun. And then I try to figure out what kind of birds they are, but I stink at that, honestly. I think I want to do a bear. I think I want to put a bear with the nails with the birch. I'm gonna put the bear sitting on the ground. I think. So let's do this little bear. But you know what? I think if I do it in white and then paint it black, it's probably gonna look silly. So we have black bear where I live, but black bear come in different colors. They're not just black. And we have a well, not me, but in New Jersey they have a cinnamon bear. It's a cinnamon colored black bear, which is really cute. And this woman posted the picture, but she's like, I'm not telling y'all where the bear is because you'll come and shoot it. Well, they probably would. Because we do have bear hunting where I live. Keeps the population down. Because we do have a large population of bears. Oh, that looks cute. have to wait for this to dry. I think the one with the trees needs a little something too. Maybe some birds in the sky. Let's see if I have a picture of a bird flying somewhere. Let's see, let's see. I do have a dragonfly though. We could do a dragonfly. That would be pretty. Let's do this dragonfly. It's going to be big compared to the trees, but that's okay. We'll just say the trees are in the distance and the dragonfly is in the foreground here. Let's let that dry a little bit. So let's paint this bear. And I don't really want it black. Let's mix some browns here. And we take this cinnamon color and mix it with a darker brown color. And we'll see what we get. Hopefully it'll be a nice color. That is a very nice color. That'll work for me. And let's paint this bear. Went a couple of months back. I went to go walk my dogs, you know, their bedtime walk, and I opened the front door and my dog went nuts. He was trying to break out of my hold and like barking like crazy, and it's black, it's pitch black outside. I couldn't see anything. My husband comes up running upstairs. He's like, "So what's the matter?" I'm like, "I don't know. The dog sees something." So it wound up there was a bear in the woods. He saw it. I didn't. Which is good, because at least I know he'll protect me from the bear if there's ever an issue. But I don't know, we have some pretty big bears, you know, 300, 400. You know, I think the biggest bear we had in the county is like a 700-pound bear. I don't really think my dog is going to do anything against a bear that big, to be honest. But maybe the barking would scare the bear away. But you know, we have the people who, even the people who live here, but most of the tourists who come up here, they'll feed them. And then once the bears aren't afraid of people, that's when there's problems. You know, nature can take care of itself. Yes, I know I do feed the birds in the winter, but there's no food for them in the winter, really. So I like to make sure they have food because I like them to keep coming around. All right, so this dragonfly, I have this pink. I know dragonflies aren't usually pink, but I'm going to use pink anyway because I want to. This is like a magnetic pink polish. So this is Cherry Blossom P192, and it was from the Fukubukuro box from Maniology, which was a really nice box. If you happen to get it, it was a really nice box. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my magnet unstuck from all the other magnets. And just magnetize this a little bit. And then let's color in the other wings here. Let it dry. still wet. Maybe one more thing. Maybe we could put a bird on top of the oh, my back's on top of the stump here. So let's see. Let's go back to Robin's plates. There's an owl. There's a little birdie right here. Let's do this little bird right there. Let's get that out of the way so I don't ruin it. And let's get the polish here. And there's a little birdie. Don't know what color I want to color that bird in though. Let's think about that one for a minute. I have an orange. I could make it look like a robin. That would probably be pretty. I have this orange, the twisted patch. That would be nice. All right, let's see. Let's put this on this one. I think they're also called damselflies. I don't know what the difference between a dragonfly and a damselfly is. I have no idea. If you know, let me know in the comments because I don't know the difference. I don't know if it's just like different areas, like some people call ladybugs, and other people I think call them, what are they called, ladybirds, or I don't know, something like that. Let's get a dab of white for its head. Just to give it a little bit more color here. Okay, I'll leave that like that. And let's stamp the bear. It should be dry, I think. Oh, that came out really cute. Really, really cute. All right, I'm just gonna let the bird dry, stamp it on, and I will come back when everything's top coated. I went in and I tweaked it a little bit. I added some leaves onto the birch tree and I colored in the other trees a little bit just to give it a little more dimension. So this is my completed set for my Hidden Holiday Nail Magic Arbor Day edition. Arbor Day edition. Say that 10 times fast. Again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really appreciate every comment, and I answer every comment that you guys make because I think it's important to engage with all of you, and just thank you for watching my videos. Again, I hope you enjoyed this set, and I will catch you in the next one.